Welcome to What's Cooking, New Ulm. I'm Rebecca Fliszar, the dietitian with the Hearts Beat Back Heart of New Ulm project, working to reduce and eventually eliminate heart attacks in the 56073 zip code. Today we have a great guest that's going to make a very heart-healthy, fun, and fruity dessert for us. Welcome, Judy.
Thanks, Becca.
Well, Judy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we start our cooking, what you like to do, and what keeps you active?
Okay, well, what I like to do is theater, of course. I have been with New Ulm Actors Community Theater for 10 years. So I'm very active with that. I'm very active with children and grandchildren. We have 18 grandchildren, you know,
Wow.
So we're really busy with them. And I try to stay in shape. I do try quite hard, as a matter of fact, to do that. And I do walk probably 10 to 15 miles a week.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, I have a treadmill at home, so if I can't get outside, I try to get on the treadmill. And again, I'm very active. I help my mom. I do all of her gardening, or most of her gardening. She says we. But we do work well together. It's a big yard, lots of flowers, lots of gardening, which is an excellent exercise. And I have a garden of my own, and I have flower beds, so yes.
Right, and so when the Heart of New Ulm does talk about 150 minutes of physical activity a week, gardening is a great activity, and it does count towards those minutes. Another thing that I hear you saying, Judy, then, is that you've created a pretty good habit. So you're diligent about getting out there, getting that exercise, and making it a part of your day, right?
I think so. I hope so. You know, but we can always do better.
Always do better, but that's what the Heart of New Ulm is here to help you with. So that's great. You've got a great base and a good start at that. So, well, Judy what is our recipe for today?
Well, we called it raspberry mousse smoothie.
Okay.
And this is something I've been doing for a long time. I don't like to fuss with cooking. I don't like the recipes that you work forever and ever on to complete. Being as busy as I am and having grandchildren pop in and out, I like to be able to just throw things together. And we're very fortunate in our house in that we like yogurt. Automatically, go to the grocery store, I buy yogurt, and I buy the light.
Great.
Not a problem. Or the fat-free. You know, if you can get fat-free wherever you might be. And so the children come to our house after school many times, and the first thing they want is, Grandma, can we have some yogurt?
That's great.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That is wonderful for children to do that. So I decided one day, I've got all these fruits sitting in the refrigerator. I just need to throw something together here and use up that fruit. And so I started playing around with this, and it is so simple. You can take your favorite fruits out of your refrigerator, cut them up, throw a little yogurt on, and there you are.
Great.
And in the process of doing this, I found some do's and I found some don'ts.
Okay.
And the biggest don't is blueberries. I eat blueberries every day. And they're wonderful, but you know what blueberries do to the color of your food?
Yeah, changes it.
It certainly does. It can look purple, it can look lavender.
Right.
And so aesthetically speaking, looking at something, it doesn't look good. So I eliminated the blueberries.
Great. Now with this, we can make it into a smoothie, or you can make it just a regular dish. Is that right? You make it both ways?
That's exactly right. And what I did, I made it as a salad.
Okay.
And I have to give credit to Becca for the idea of a smoothie because it does work wonderful. It works great. And you can even throw milk or whatever you wanted in with this.
Perfect. So what you're going to see today is a variety of different fruits. We're going to have some walnuts that's going to enhance our protein. We're also going to get our protein from our yogurt. So this is really a pretty comprehensive, great breakfast snack here too, something to start your day off right. So let's go ahead and start in our preparation.
Okay. Well, one question that I had for Becca while we were talking here was, do you peel or do you not peel your apples? When I grew up as a child, my mother said, you never peel your apples because that's where all the vitamins are, all the nutrition is. But now I myself, being younger, am looking at, oh, they've been sprayed with pesticides. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should really be peeling them.
Well, that's a good question, and something that I get asked quite often, but you do want to make sure you leave your skin on. That way you're going to get more of the fiber and you're going to get more of the nutrients. We do have the question of pesticides, but we're always careful to wash our fruit before we use it. Now, a good rinse off usually takes most of that off. We haven't seen any long-term studies that show the negative effects, so for now we take as much nutrition as we can from our apples and we're going to leave that skin on.
Okay, so I'm hearing you say that we don't even need to use some of these special cleansers that you can get for fruits. Is
That's
that
right.
true?
Just a good wash. If you have a scrub brush, that works well too, just to go ahead and get all of that off. But you know, you can pay the extra money for the washes, but you know, a good wash done with your water is usually good enough.
Okay.
Now you have to remember things like grapes that we eat on a regular basis. We don't peel those, and those are sprayed as well. So you know, we are exposed to that pesticides, and yet we seem to tolerate it pretty well.
That is very true.
Today we used the Honeycrisp apples. Those happen to be in season, and they are my favorite apple. They are sweet and a great hybrid. They're called the Minnesota apple. So
they are good.
Yeah, they're great.
They are good, but you know they're a little more spendy than a lot of the rest of them too.
Yep.
And again, maybe because I'm the mother of 7 children, I use the Brayburn.
Okay.
But the Honeycrisp are really
They taste great.
good. So what we're doing is we're looking at approximately a cup. I just measured out pretty much a cup. A larger apple is approximately 1 cup.
Okay.
So, but Becca's got a couple here, and we'll do these. Well, I don't know. Did you want to peel something too while I'm working at this?
If you would like me to,
do
you
have
can
another,
put me to work.
Yeah. Do you have another paring knife?
No.
Oh, okay.
So you work on that, and we'll
here's a
move right
cutting
on.
board.
Yep.
Okay. Whoa, that's a weapon, girl. Okay. I'll let you do those. Then kiwis, you know, they're always good. They're really high in, what are they high in?
Well, they're high in vitamin C, yep, and they're going to be a great fruit for us as well, and I'm just going to rinse these off.
What about antioxidants other than the walnuts? Are walnuts?
Walnuts will have some. Our best sources of antioxidants are things like blueberries, your raspberries. Those are found in those pretty heavily. You know, we're going to find it in most of our fruits, but normally we look for those. That's why you eat the blueberries. Those are your miracle food, so that's going to be your best choice.
Okay.
So, well, while Judy and I continue to peel our fruit, let's go ahead and check in with Holly and see what's new with Fit in 5.
We all know that being physically active is key to good heart health. But how do we get started on a physical activity program? And once we're started, how do we stay on that program and make it a habit? How do we continue to build as we continue through our physical activity program to make it more exciting and fun? I have with me today 2 guests that can give great testimony to that very fact. Today we have Kitty Hightower and Jennifer Bremer. Both of these ladies are a true testament to starting a physical activity program, continuing to build. Jennifer, let's start with you. How did you start becoming physically active?
Holly, I started doing some exercising at home, just using exercise tapes and things like that, but was getting kind of burnt out and bored with it. And then there was a running program that started at the hospital, and just started off really slow with that. It was a walk-run program, and was real nervous about doing it, but continued on and continued running after that.
What made you decide to join that running group?
I was looking for something different. I was trying to lose weight. I lost, actually over the course of the year, lost 40 pounds doing the running program, and just was looking for something that wasn't alone, that I wasn't doing alone. I don't have a fitness club membership or anything like that, so I was looking for an inexpensive way to get moving.
Yeah. You know, walking and running are great ways to be physically active. They're very inexpensive. You know, if you have a good pair of shoes and some good weather gear, you're really good to go. You can take it on the road with you wherever you go. Kitty, how about you now? How did you get started in your activity program?
I started with the Heart of New Ulm Girls and Moms on the Move program in summer of 2009. Heard about the program, and my daughter, who was 10 years old at the time, joined with me, and we trained for a 2-mile run at the time. And it was great because it, you know, having Holly and Becca Fliszar were the leaders of that group, and just I would never have known how to start out running if it wasn't for you guys showing me, you know, how to start out slow and, like Jennifer said, go from walk, run, and build up slowly that way. And so that's got me to a 2-mile run, and then I progressed from there.
Now, were you doing anything to be physically active before you got into Girls and Moms?
Yeah, I've always liked to walk, so I've done walking for many years, and I've got a membership at the rec center, and so I've done, you know, the elliptical and different equipment like that there. But I've really enjoyed running since I started that. So.
Did you ever think that the two of you could say that you enjoy running?
No.
Right, and you know, one of the common misconceptions we have is if people start walking and they want to start running, they need to just run. So you just go ahead, you go out and you run, and what they find is that it hurts. So how did the two of you get started? Because I know neither one of you really went out and said, okay, now I'm just going to run for 30 minutes. So Jennifer, you know, you mentioned a walk-run program. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I know there's lots of different programs that you can find online where you walk for 2 minutes, run for a minute, and keep increasing the amount of time that you're running and you're walking less. And I remember when I was looking ahead on the calendar, and the next week we were supposed to run for 5 minutes, and I thought, there's no way I can't possibly run for 5 minutes. And before I knew it, we were running for 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. And it was just amazing how every week it got easier and easier to run longer. And I never ran before that. I was in no sports in high school or anything like that. So it was amazing to me that I could improve that quickly.
Yeah, so the progression is really the key. And Kitty, I know you started with a walk-run program. We had talked at work previously. You know, you kind of mentioned you wanted to start running, so we found a walk-run program online, and you pulled it together and started that way as well, correct?
Yeah, I started a little bit before doing the Girls and Moms on the Move. I did start a walk-run program that Holly found for me online. There are a lot of good ones out there that you can just go find yourself. But excuse me. But the Girls and Moms on the Move was great just because I found it really helpful to have other people around me too, to sort of keep me motivated and keep me moving. And you know, if I wanted to slow down and walk, other people were there to encourage me to keep going. And you know, now I kind of prefer to run by myself actually, but to get started, it was really great to have other people around to help motivate and keep you company and keep you moving.
Yeah, and part of the key to those groups too is when we do those, we found people of similar fitness levels and put them together. So we didn't put a marathoner with a beginner. We actually made sure that everybody had comparable partners, and that's key. If you're going to start a physical activity program and you want to get a group together, you want to make sure that the group is comparable to your fitness level. Now, the two of you have definitely taken this kind of to the next level. You started running, and I know we all did the Ragnar relay over the course of the summer, where we all, 6 of us or 12 of us total lived together in 2 different vans for about 33 hours. So that was an experience. And you also completed the Mankato Half Marathon this fall. So you've really done a great job. Tell us a little bit about your half marathon experience, Kitty.
Well, it was awesome. I have honestly, like Jennifer said, when I was in school, I was never in any kind of sports. I have always considered myself to be the least athletic person that I know, and but I've always admired runners. I just have thought it would be awesome to be able to go out there and run a race. And last year when I ran the 2-mile race, I thought, wow, this is great. And that was a year ago, and now I just finished the half marathon, and it's just incredible how much you can progress in 1 year. The half marathon was amazing. There were so many people along the route, not even people that I knew, but just so many people out there encouraging all the runners. And when I rounded that last corner to go across the finish line, I just was blown away that I actually made it 13.1 miles. 0.1, that went my so it was an accomplishment like I've never done before. So.
Okay, so Jennifer, the key question, which was easier, Ragnar or the half marathon?
The half marathon. It was definitely, the Ragnar was more, you had to go without sleep and you weren't eating normal, but the marathon was just one time and you're going to get it over with. But I would agree with what Kitty said. It was an incredible experience, and I too, about halfway through, was thinking to myself, I cannot believe I'm doing this, that I'm actually running a half marathon. How crazy is this? So anybody can do it.
Yeah. Great. And, natural progression, both these ladies have said they started off slow, and in a year's time, they've really grown their program. They've really done well. We're talking about running today, but any physical activity is great, whether you like to bike, do the elliptical, run, walk, or whatever. Just continue to build and find that motivation. So thank you, ladies, for being here today. And for Fit in 5, I'm Holly, and have a great day.
Thanks, Holly. Those are some great tips. Make sure everybody is staying active and hanging in there with Holly with her Fit in 5. All right, Jude, what are we working on?
Well, right now we're trying to cut up a kind of a squishy kiwi fruit here. And we're going to throw the skin away here on this time, but at my house, nothing gets thrown away. A lot of that goes into my compost heap.
That's great. That's a good idea.
And that gets thrown onto my garden then. Banana skins are wonderful. Don't ever want to throw away banana skins because the calcium in there is really good for your tomato plants.
Oh, okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put the kiwi in there. Now, but just for here because we need the room. we're going to throw it into the
All right.
into that garbage.
Thanks,
Thank
Ruth.
you so much. All right, we've got the apples. We've got only one paring knife here. So, and I just do them this way. I don't have, I do somewhere in my house have something for cutting up the strawberries, but I never use it. You know, I guess God gave me these two hands and I can do it just as quickly.
That's right.
And I think also having all those boys that we've had, they really don't care what
They're chunky or not.
whether everything is neat.
Yeah, and no, you can really make this dish to your taste. So if we put in 2 kiwi in this bowl, you can go heavier on the strawberries. So whatever you have in your fridge or whatever you like for your flavor. So that looks great.
So we'll let you cut some of those up if you want, because the strawberries are really, really good, and the strawberries do truly help the flavor
Great.
in this. And I usually just simply have the grapes, and some people might prefer green grapes. I think the darker grapes, I just think they have more flavor.
Yeah, it's going to add great color to this dish as well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
It does.
It's going to look
it
good.
does. It does. Yeah. And the strawberries are really cool in there. So.
Yeah.
All right. I probably could cut some bananas while you're doing that. How are you
Alright.
cutting that up? I got to watch how you do it. You know
what?
young girls can do them right
Yeah, nope, I just cut off the top and try to utilize as much of the fruit as possible so we don't have much waste. So the more we leave on there, the better we go.
too. Okay. So you don't take any of the core out. Okay.
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
Let me put the
Is
core
there
right on in.
health-wise reason? I mean, is there a reason? Is that?
Nope, it's just part of the strawberry,
innards?
but it's just going to make it quicker, and there's no sense taking it out. So
Well, I can
get our
tell
green
you're a
stem
mother
off.
of a bunch of kids too.
That's right. Those 4 kids, they eat all the fruit.
I tell ya. All right. Well, what I'll do while you're working on that, I'll pull a banana out here. Oh, good. And these are not overripe. Oh, an overripe banana
Was one that nobody will eat, is what it really comes down to.
Yeah, exactly. So.
We do have the benefit of our grocers too. Many times people say in a small town we don't have access to a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, but we've really been fortunate here in our community, and our grocers are great about taking requests. So if you're looking for something specific, you can ask them and they can bring that in for you as well. So stay on top of that and make sure you're getting those fresh fruits throughout the winter.
Right, and that way by buying all those fresh fruits you don't buy in the middle of the grocery store, right? You're
That's
always
right.
supposed to shop on the outside.
Yep.
So I'm going to throw this away. I'm not even going to save it to take home and put in my garden.
Okay, just this one time.
So, all right, cut one of those up. And maybe we could put 2 bananas in this to get the one. We'll have to, I buy the crushed pineapple ordinarily when I'm doing this too, or whatever is on special.
Right.
And we'll drain that.
Now, the one thing
Some
about
of
this
it.
salad, though, that you're going to be aware of is that you want to make sure you're serving this fairly soon or your apples are going to brown, as well as your bananas. So, this is something that you can whip up and serve immediately, but it is not going to be something that you're going to keep for any length of time.
But what you can do, you can take a little water and put lemon juice in.
Right.
And dip it in lemon, and
Right.
that will keep it from.
Good.
Well, you cut that up so fast. You're much better than I am. So we'll do this, and then we'll have to get the pineapple ready.
All right. Now, Judy had a good point. So right now we're making this into a salad, but if we were to make this into a smoothie, just using the juice that's here in the pineapple would really work well instead of ice or milk you could put in there. But with this juice, we're going to get a little bit more nutrients and again, use everything that we purchase. So, if there's anything we're learning from this recipe today is minimal waste, and that's definitely what we're looking for. I love pineapple, and it's available all the time, so it's great. This is one of the canned foods that I just really enjoy. So what you're looking for is to make sure that this is in 100% juice, and you want to make sure you're avoiding anything in any kind of syrup.
Okay, so it should not even the light?
Nope, we're not even looking for the light. You want
Okay.
100% juice anytime you're having canned fruits.
Okay. And then, let's talk about the yogurt too. There's different kinds of yogurt that you can buy, and I think probably the best yogurt is just the regular yogurt.
There's so many different kinds of yogurts on our shelves, and yet if you're looking for something like GI health or something low calorie, you can buy all those varieties. We also have the high fiber in our Fiber One.
Okay, now you're in the medical field. I'm not GI, gastrointestinal.
Yep, that's your stomach. So if you have any kind of digestive issues or constipation or kind of bacteria dysregularities, those would all fit in that as well. So you can really find a lot of variety.
That looks good already. Do we need some more grapes?
Sure, throw a few more in there. Add some purple.
Yeah.
All right, Jude, let's finish up this recipe.
All right, well, we're going to mix this together a little bit just to get it blended. And just the juices, the little bit that are in here from these fruits are just so good.
Yeah, the color in that looks great. That
Isn't
looks
that a great color?
great summer
Yes, it
salad,
is.
yeah.
So what we'll do is we will pour some in here. We're not going to do it all because we're going to make smoothies out of what's left over. How's that?
Perfect.
And then, oh, we probably should have. We're going
Add
to
some of that on
add
the
some
top.
of this.
Okay.
Now this is the raspberry mousse,
Okay.
and I'm very partial to raspberries. I love raspberries, but like a lot of other people, I don't like the seeds.
Sure. And again, this is one more way you can vary this salad. You can change that top flavoring if you'd like.
And this is a little bit of vanilla. And this one is the very vanilla, and it's light and it's fat free.
Good.
So we can just put that softly over the top, and then we will garnish it with a few walnuts. And if you want to get real fancy, you can. Now I chop the walnuts,
Okay.
or by the halves. You know, the smaller ones already chopped. And there you are. And I
Perfect.
suppose even looking at it like that, you could maybe put a cherry on the top.
Yeah, looks
Now,
like a sundae, right?
It looks like a sundae, a healthy sundae at that, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, now here we've got the fruit. Now there's a couple of ways we can make the mousse with out of this, just using it this way or with the yogurt. What do you
Okay.
suggest?
We'll probably want to add that yogurt in. That's going to add, again, a little bit of a different flavor, and it's going to add a protein base. So anytime we can add protein into something like this, it makes a more comprehensive snack, and it's going to be that much more filling.
All right, we can do that. And even the whip works
The
well.
whips?
The whips will work well too.
Good.
Yeah, it says it's just a matter of what your own personal preferences.
Right. Now, like I like the pineapple, so I'm excited for this. That's my favorite. But you know, if that's not something you like, or if your family's not partial to the kiwi, it can be pretty well omitted and have something else thrown in there. So anything you have in your cupboard would work well, or in your
There we
fridge.
go. All right, so we've got that mixed up. Can we swing this over here? Let me move this out of the way.
I'll take those.
All right, thank you. And see what we can do here. I'm not sure how much we should put in at a crack, but I think I'll use the spoon. You know, it's fun cooking, but it's no fun cleaning up after yourself.
That's true.
And I'm a slop.
Well, if you look, we really didn't use a lot of dishes on this recipe at all. We've got one big bowl as our centerpiece, and that's about it.
All right, and we're going to put this in here, and we're going to put it on liquefy. Is that what you use?
Yep.
Okay, well, this is what I do at home if that
We
happens.
can add a little bit of that pineapple
We
juice.
might have to. Yep, that's too thick. Thank you. Oh, that's going to make it so good.
Great.
Do you want it thinner?
No,
Like
that
it
looks
thinner?
great.
That looks great.
That looks
yeah,
really
looks
good.
good. Okay, here we are.
Well, perfect. So you can have this, again, as a salad. We could add anything like you had mentioned, granola on the side. We could make this into a full, complete meal as well. You can make it into a smoothie to take it on the go, and it's going to be great. I mean, we have so many fruit servings in this, and yogurt, and everything that we would look for in a good recipe. So we sure appreciate you bringing it in today and being here with me today.
Yeah, thank
Always
you.
nice to cook with you, Aunt Jude. All right, that's it for this week's episode of What's Cooking, You All. We'll see you next week.